Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, we've got temperature and dew point pretty close together, within a degree. 67-degree dew point and an air temperature of 68. With that close proximity of temperature to dew point, you get very high relative humidity. And during the overnight, with cooling going on, you get fog. And that's what we've got across the region right now. Some fog, dense in some locations below quarter-mile visibility, particularly in inland locations and along the coastline in Gulf waters. We will see a dense fog advisory until about 9 o'clock this morning, at which point a little bit of daytime heating will start to mix things up and the fog will begin to dissipate. Northeast wind comes in at about 6 right now. Across the region, 68 Wauchula, 67 Arcadia, 67 Myakka Parish, Bradenton at 66, so's Lakewood Ranch, 69 degrees at Longboat Key, Venice and Inglewood both at 68, and Northport at 67. So the satellite views show some pretty good coverage, particularly in inland areas of this fog this morning across the state. We are entering into that sort of fog season for us, and as we watch the water temperatures cool further, fog chances will become higher. Right now it's mainly radiational cooling that we're getting because of the clear skies that we had overnight allowed the temperatures to drop to the dew point value, creating that fog around. So we'll have to wait for those temperatures to start rising again to get rid of that fog. A frontal boundary stretching across parts of the deep south into the Ohio Valley. That'll be the focal point for the severe weather across the nation today, potentially, as well as some stronger thunderstorms as well. Areas through Washington, D.C. on up into New York, particularly in areas like Pittsburgh this morning, could see some airport delays, and then stretching down toward Atlanta, though as this front kind of sags south and stops, Atlanta Airport may see some low-hanging clouds, but it's unlikely they'll see any severe weather. So for us, all of our weather driven by that high-pressure ridge, a map that looks remarkably similar to where we left off on Friday, right? And what really we had all week long last week, we'll probably have most of the week again this week. That is a high-pressure ridge just to our west, providing us with a northeasterly wind flow, which is basically bringing in drier air aloft and reducing our rain chances to next to nothing. Sunny skies, warm afternoon, and a dry week ahead with daytime highs topping out in the mid-80s. That dry air, again, visible aloft by these tan colors across the state of Florida. So as long as we have that in place, you're just not going to see a lot of rainfall. Winds out of the northeast at about 10 to 15, light chop 2-foot seas, and the forecast calls for some pretty dry weather this work week and warmer than average temperatures as well. As we head into the weekend, a couple of fronts will move through, each giving a 20%. That's it, chance of rainfall, and neither of them will be too terribly strong, only lowering our temperatures a few degrees.